if I had to create a chart, and 10 was 10 out of 10, highest energy, most deals being done, and 1 was Sleepyville farm in the middle of 100 acres with no one around, then I think I need to be in that 10 several times, but I don't necessarily need to live in it.
Welcome to the Earn Your Happy podcast. I'm Lori Harder, founder of Light Pink, best-selling author, 3-time fitness world champion, and I'm a crazy, multi-passionate entrepreneur. My journey has taken me everywhere, from being a broke waitress, barista, retail associate, and personal trainer with massive anxiety and no belief in myself, to later becoming a multi-millionaire in love with my life. In 2007, my husband and I lost everything. We found ourselves hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt at rock bottom. We had no ideas, and I had no education to fall back on. This is when I found personal development and learned everything I could about business. Not by choice, but because I realized no one was coming to save me. The conversations on this podcast are going to let you know that you're not alone and that we all feel like we don't know what we're doing. We're going to give you the tools to help you face your fears, take action, start your business, and grow those massive dreams that are keeping you up at night. It's time to create a life that you can't hide from and put so much on the line that your higher self is forced to come out. You're going to stop waiting for someone to approve of you, and you're going to anoint yourself. Because I'm obsessed about building businesses that give women a platform, I want to feature you. So if you text the word podcast to 310-496-8363, you can get your questions answered on our Q&A segment along with a shout out. And if you rate, review, and subscribe to this podcast, we're choosing someone every month to get coached and featured on our show. It just might be you. So let's get started.
And we're back, babe.
With another episode of He Said, She Said.
And we're not just back on the podcast, Mike. We're back from Miami, freshly back from Miami.
Yes.
What have we been home, like 12 hours, something like that?
I think so. And we probably slept 11 of them.
And it was Napa in Miami with no break in between.
Oh my God, that's right.
Right? Remember? Isn't that
That's
funny?
why
We were
it felt
just on
like
a
a
trip
month.
and you forgot that those were back to back.
I did. It felt like a month.
It felt like we were going a month. We were going 12 days.
Spazzing actually before we went because I'm growing this company right now, and it just felt like impossible to get away. But we had this plan since last year to do these trips. We had a wedding. Mm-hmm. So we went to Napa and went to One Hope for an amazing wedding. And then we had a couples mastermind. Why don't you explain the couples mastermind?
Okay, so the couples mastermind, you and I built what we knew we were going to need this year. When we were embarking on you growing Light Pink for the first time ever doing a company like that, and me growing a couple new companies yet to be announced pretty soon here, plus the other companies I already have my hands in, we looked at this year at the end of last year, said, holy crap, we're going to need to make sure we make ourselves a priority. Otherwise, you and I will go on the back burner while these other things are front and center. And that I see that happen to people all the time. And so we created what we needed. And we got 5 other couples who fully transparently paid $100,000 a couple. That's how serious they are about keeping their relationships a priority while they build businesses. And we promised them 3 epic dream date trips where it's almost like being on The Bachelor for 4 or 5 days. And every month we get together on Zoom and we literally have these trackers where we're tracking what matters and what's trending up, what's trending down. And those very simple things, when done intentionally, have allowed all 6 of us couples together to truly keep our relationship on the forefront while we're still focused on building other things at a fast pace. And so all the couples there were super high level, high performance couples. And that trip worked. It shifted us to a next level. And I think it shifted our perspective a lot.
Yeah. And I am so glad that we had it in place. And that's what all of the couples said as well, is because look what happened leading up to it. I was like, I don't know how I'm going to do this. I don't have time for this. I don't know how things are going to run without me. Like if you're starting a company, it really made me think like you should be able to have people who are so good that you can leave and be able to have it run smoothly if you are, running it as a founder CEO. And that was really mind-blowing to me as well, that I can check in, I can make sure things are going well, and that I have the right team. It's, I wouldn't have been able to leave if I would have had the wrong team, or tried to maybe save to on a budget to hire people who don't know what they're doing. Mm-hmm. So it was just, there was a lot of eye-opening things that happened for me on this trip, and because it was planned, because I wouldn't have gone if it wasn't set in stone and locked in. If I didn't have a responsibility to these other people, I probably would have said, are we crazy right now? I can't leave. And then 1 year turns into 2, turns into 3, until you start another company.
Yeah. And now you haven't left. So there's 2 punchlines right here that I want to deliver, so everyone gets the value out of this. Punchline number 1, even when it doesn't feel necessarily convenient, you need to plan in, whether it's trips or interruptions. Or moments of enjoyment, or things that are going to be good for you, that if you don't somehow lock them in with a financial commitment, or you can't back out of it, right? If you don't lock it in, then you're not going to show up to it. So point number 1, you got to plan ahead. You got to lock some of these things in, or they're not going to happen. And boy, are they worth happening. Point number 2 is you have got to change up your energy. And I think that's the direction we want to take this conversation. I cannot believe how you came back ready for a different pace. I cannot believe how I came back ready for a different pace and ready to do things at a new level. Mm-hmm. I'm sitting here drinking this fresh green juice thing full of every type of green you could ever imagine, blended up in the blender. And that may not sound like a big thing. Millions of people do that. I wasn't drinking this type of thing before I went on this trip. And I came back, and this is just the tiny symbolism of everything I'm doing now is one step better than before I left for the trip. And I'm ready for that commitment to that next level.
I think about this a lot, because switching up the energy doesn't feel good in the beginning. It doesn't. It feels like if you are standing at a river and all of a sudden you're looking at this giant river and you're like, okay, I want you to redirect this river to now go to, instead of going straight, I want it to go to the right over here. And what does that feel like in the beginning? It is like you're actually like pushing against everything that you have gotten into the rhythm of. And you are like, it's like all of this force in your life is like, it doesn't want to go this way. It just wants to flow in the way that it's always been flowing. And in order to stop it, it's like you have to interrupt it. You have to completely stop it. And even in the beginning, it's like you're going to build this rock wall and things are going to squirt through and it's not going to feel right. And there's nowhere for this water to go. And then all of a sudden you do that enough and you put enough focus on building this new wall that water is going to start to redirect. It's just slowly going to find its way, and you're going to interrupt the pattern in which it was doing, and you're going to end up going in that other direction. And I want this to be a reminder that what is best for you doesn't feel good in the beginning. Yeah. What is best for you doesn't feel good in the beginning. And a lot of times we can be like, yeah, but I'm in a flow and I'm in a routine. If you're anything like me, I am routine driven, but routines can also become a prison. So for me, it's remembering that switching up the energy brings in new ideas, new perspective, new people, new opportunities. Mm-hmm. Hey everyone, we're going to take a small break right here because I have to tell you about a new company I am obsessed with. If you're looking for a new career path, if you're passionate about health and wellness, if you're ready to take control of your own destiny, then we might just have the opportunity for you. I have to tell you about Squeeze. It's a way better massage experience from the founders of Drybar, who have completely revolutionized the $16 billion massage industry. Their proprietary app allows guests to book, pay, set personalized preferences, tip, rate, and review all at your own fingertips. So after you massage, you can just float on out. And it's absolutely stress-free. No awkward exchanges, no wait times, just a feel-good experience. The first Squeeze location opened in March 2019 in Los Angeles, California. And with their proven success, they are now franchising. This means you can have the opportunity to work with the founders of Drybar, bring Squeeze to your community, and have ownership of your career and life. This team makes it easy peasy squeezy to own a Squeeze by providing each operating partner with the tools, playbooks, and resources to build a successful business. Squeeze's co-founder and CEO, Brittany Driscoll, is the former VP of marketing for Drybar and has built a team of operators, creatives, marketers, and strategists to support the national expansion of Squeeze. She has created a people-focused, feel-good culture, which makes it no surprise that Squeeze now has over 15,000 5-star reviews, an NPS score of 82, which is higher than Starbucks, Nordstrom, and Apple, over 100 million PR impressions, almost 1,000 monthly members, and most importantly, a happy team with over 96% of therapists recommending Squeeze as a great place to work. Not only would you get to work with the founders of Dry Bar, but Squeeze is now offering exclusive perks to their founding franchisees. You can learn more by going to squeezemassage.com/happy and filling out the application at the bottom of the page. That's squeezemassage.com/happy. You guys, I am so excited for you to check this out. Now let's get back into the show.
I realized something on this trip. So, and let me frame this for context. I feel like I've been half asleep at the wheel for the past year. This month is 1 year anniversary since my dad died last year unexpectedly. And immediately I went into, screw it, I don't want to do anything. Then it turned into, well, I want to do things, but I want to have a lot of space and I want to do them slowly. And now I've got this new energy. Something in this trip unlocked the old me and reminded me I have to be plugged in to the highest of energy and the highest of paces for me to thrive. Mm-hmm. And so Miami is that spot right now. Miami is what LA was 10 years ago for us, where it was in momentum. It was growing. Everybody was moving there. All the deals were being made there. All the hype was. Miami is what LA was 10 years ago. And I've got some friends who have said the exact same thing, who are doing a bunch of deals and starting new companies there. And so, no, this is not some announcement that we're moving to Miami. What this is a reminder that if I had to create a chart, and 10 was 10 out of 10, highest energy, most deals being done, and one was Sleepyville farm in the middle of 100 acres with no one around, then I think I need to be in that 10 several times, but I don't necessarily need to live in it. So Scottsdale's probably, let's call it a 7.5 on that scale. There's plenty of great business here. There's plenty of good things being done, but it ain't that 10 out of 10 deal-making type of energy that really feeds me and lifts my soul and lifts my spirit, right? Mm-hmm. And because I learned I need that because of the dinners we were at, because of the energy we were at, because of some of the meetings I had while I was there, I was reminded that I got to go plug into that 10 out of 10 energy. Mm-hmm. And it was a great reminder because now I came back with shifting my sights on what I'm expecting on myself, what pace I'm going to go, what are the small changes that I'm going to make that are going to deliver really big results, and how often am I going to appreciate home here, but fly out to go plug into the different energies. It's time for me to start getting back to the events. It's time for me to start speaking on stages again. It's time for me to start putting on dinners around the country. It's time for me to go back to the cities that feed my soul and make some deals. And it literally just changed my entire way of thinking and being in one trip.
Yeah, this is all about switching up the energy and getting intentional about it. So even when we were there, Chris and I booked an extra, the couples experience ended
We had
on
a VIP
Friday.
guest couple that came and spoke at the couples experience. That's what you're trying to say, right?
No.
Oh.
No. The couples experience ended on Friday. And then we booked an extra 3 days. Ah. And we got very intentional within those 3 days. Now, I had 3 days where I was like, oh my God, we just, we were working at the couples experience and we were playing, but we were hosting. Mm-hmm. So I was like, 3 open days to just relax and recharge. And then we also had this realization that we're in Miami. There are amazing people here we want to connect with. There are incredible couples who we truly want to learn from and grow from. There are people down here that we want to do business with. So we got really intentional and said, okay, as much as we want to recharge, we can do that during the day, and then we can get intentional with our dinners at night. And the reason I'm telling you this is because that was also a switch up of energy for me, not only to recharge during the day, but it went against what I wanted to do. And that was to just recharge all day long. But I also really have a deep desire to connect with these people, learn from them, and get intentional about the relationships. Because as Chris said, there is not as many people and things happening in the Scottsdale area for exactly what we want to be doing specifically. So we need to make sure that when we're in these places that we are getting intentional and connecting with these people. And, we do that back here in Scottsdale and we have those connections. So we're like, yes, but we also want these other ones in other cities. So what I'm saying is it's not just about going and switching up the energy and by going on a vacation. It's about going on an intentional vacation or intentionally switching up your energy for the day and calling that person or having that lunch meeting or doing that different thing that doesn't feel good necessarily in the moment, but ends up having a big payoff and reward because you did the different thing that has the outcome that you want.
You might feel scared to lay the money out for that event and to leave your kids behind. I'm telling you, pull the trigger and do it anyways. You might feel intimidated paying for that mastermind and saying, oh my God, I'm going to be gone 3 times a year. I don't even know where I'm going to fit that in. I'm telling you, pull the trigger and do it anyway. You might feel really uneasy about booking a destination in a town full of people that you want to get to know and then inviting those people to a dinner that you're putting on. Maybe you've never done that before, but I'm telling you, pull the trigger and do it anyways. What you don't know, you don't know until you experience it. And then you realize, how have I not been doing this all along? Or how did I take a year off from doing this? And I think I'm talking to a lot of people right now. There's 2 camps. Camp number 1, you've never done these things. Here's your wake-up call. It's time to start getting way outside your box, outside your town, outside your circle, and go plug into brand new ways of being temporarily, once in a while, consistently, or you're not going to change your life. I'm just being that direct. That's camp number 1. Camp number 2, you used to do this. The pandemic came along. You got cozy, you got comfortable, you got lazy, you got whatever over the past year, and you haven't plugged back in. It's time to plug back in. It's time to go plug back into the energy, into the meetings, into the cities, into the people, into the circles, into the events that will light your soul on fire again, give you that boost that you simply cannot give yourself. And it's time to recommit to being that person again who goes to those things.
I think the main thing that we heard when we were sitting around with all of the couples is that it just opened their eyes to a bigger vision and dream to get excited about. And I think that human beings are always looking just for that next thing to be excited about. Now, this is not to say that these people aren't already amazing and successful and content and present and all of the things, but I think there is a beauty in being content and present in your life while also looking for progress, while also looking for that next vision of what you want. And that is what I believe makes a good life, is to be so deeply grateful for what you have and also hungry and dreaming for the next level. And I think that mix of content with hope and dreaming is really, if that resonates with you, then you have to make sure that both fronts, both, areas of your life are being satisfied.
Yeah, I can't, it changed everything for me. I can see that's changed everything for you getting back from this trip. This is our wake up call to you guys. So do us a favor, send us a DM, tag us in this episode. Let us know what the very next event you're going to go to, the very next thing you're going to say yes to, the very next place you're going to travel to, in order to go plug back into the energy that's going to fill you up, that's going to change the flow that, yeah, you might be enjoying it right now, but it's not the best flow for your future.
Just put it in the calendar. I think if I can tell you one thing today from this, what you put in the calendar, you will make massive progress if you just say, on this date, I want to go here and do this. And this is my intention. This is what I would like to get out of it. Just get it in the calendar. If it's not in the calendar, it's not happening. Yeah, couldn't agree more. By the way, I can help you out a little bit too. One of the exciting ways that I'm up-leveling everything is I've decided that I'm sending out a money mantra or a business mantra every single morning for free, no strings attached, via text. And so if you want to wake up to whatever business mantra I thought of that day, whatever money mantra I thought of for me that day, I'm texting it out to those of you that want it every single morning so you can kind of use it, borrow it for your mantra that day as well, get inspired. It's like the easiest way to be a part of a higher energy, right? Mm-hmm. Because there's thousands of people that are going to get this text every single morning if, the ones that say yes. So listen, if you want it, you can text me the word daily, right? As in I'm going to send it to you daily. Text me the word daily to 310-421-0416. Totally free, no strings attached, not charging you a penny for it. This is a way to hold me accountable to having my morning mantras and changing them up each day for what I need and sending it out to anyone else who needs it too. So just text me the word daily to 310-421-0416. You guys, thank you so much for tuning in, for listening, and for always sharing. We are obsessed with seeing who is listening to this and hearing, your takeaways from it. So as always, that would mean the world to us if you did share and let us know so we can know who's listening. So you guys, we're so grateful for you. And until next time, have the most amazing week and put it in the calendar. Yes. Hey all, I'm so excited to share with you, Earn Your Happy is now part of Growth Day Podcast Network. A bunch of us are coming together to bring more growth to the world and support shows and brands that we truly believe in. And one of my friends is also on the network, and I'd love for you to go subscribe to his show. You guys, Trent Shelton has the most incredible podcast. It's called Straight Up with Trent Shelton, and it's going to remind you that you are built for this. I have heard Trent speak in person multiple times. I've listened to his podcast a ton. He's coming on the show, and I literally cannot wait because this man just spits straight fire. It is like truth that goes to your core and makes you take action right away. If you want one of those podcasts that when you're just out on a walk, you can't help but want to start running and run through a wall in your life, this is the show to go listen to. So you guys, make sure that you go subscribe to the show, Straight Up with Trent Shelton. You're going to love it. Hey, do you know what the big secret is this year? And it shouldn't be a secret because this should be your biggest focus. It is building your community. I am always working on building and nurturing my community, and everyone is talking about the power of community. Without an online community, you just cannot grow organically or create a real movement, which is what I know that we're all after. And you can build trust or monetize your audience. When you get community right, not only does your audience grow faster, but so do your sales. But where's everybody going to be managing their communities these days? And a lot of online entrepreneurs and thought leaders are turning to Circle.so. Circle is an all-in-one community platform. It lets you host content and create discussions, live streams, group chats, and memberships all under your own brand. And what's so cool about Circle.so is that you don't even need a website or Facebook group. Instead, Circle lets you build your own community site where you can host content and manage your members. You can even create locked and unlocked content spaces, groups, and classes. How freaking cool is that? You can put your content behind a paywall too, and you can charge different amounts of money for different spaces on your community site. Circle.so is famously easy to use, and it has a free 14-day trial for you, so you can go check it out, see if you like it, see if you love all the options. Just go to Circle.so. Go check it out right now, you guys. Imagine being able to manage your community, start group chats and live classes, and accept payments all in one place. Kind of mind-blowing since this is usually spread all over the place. You have to log into so many different things. If this is the year to capture, organize, and monetize your community, head over to Circle.so. You can get a free trial and start building your online community right now. Just go to Circle.so. You guys, you get the 14-day free trial. So just go and see if it's for you. It's going to streamline everything and make your life so much easier. It's so freaking cool. Hey, thanks for listening to the podcast. And I want to make sure that you have my phone number, and I'm not kidding. Did you know that I have a community text number? For real. My phone number is 310-496-8363. This goes directly to my phone. All you have to do is text the word daily to 310-496-8363. And I literally text you every single day, Monday through Friday. I actually just got done 30 seconds ago texting a bunch of people back, and I talk to you all of the time. You guys, people always ask me how I got my community text number and how it works. Well, all you have to do is you can just go to community.com and get your own. Community makes it easy to get a phone number that you can use to build your audience using text. People just text you at your number and they're added to your group. Then you can text them out audios, video links, anything you want. You guys, I text out happy birthday videos. I love to send podcast links, thoughts about life, book recommendations, different events that I'm doing in the local area. Texting gets me out of the noise of social media and directly into your hand. And now you can start texting your people too. Just go to community.com to get your phone number. They give you a 10-digit real phone number, not those weird short codes that look like spam, but it's more than a phone
phone number. Your new number comes with an inbox for SMS and texting. This means you can actually manage your text list from your computer and an app on your phone. You can schedule text to send at certain times and to certain groups. You can even set up auto replies or let your assistant or customer service team answer your text messages via Community's awesome dashboard. Just go to community.com and ask for a free demo. They'll show you how it works and get you your number. It's time to start texting your audience versus just posting on social media. Everyone uses Community for that. So go check them out at community.com. I can tell you it's not just great for communicating with my audience, but Chris and I use Community and our texts to also sell out our launches. I'm telling you, you get such an incredible response because you really are creating a true, deep sense of community. And it's so intimate. It's freaking amazing. Go check it out at community.com.